Hello, my name is Maynard Charron, and I'm one of the folks that works on the Gorham Times. I appreciate the opportunity to talk with everyone in Gorham about the Gorham Times and give you a little history of how it all started. I had to remember just about when it did start. Back in 1993, I was finishing up a term on the Gorham School Committee, and that was about the time that the schools was getting involved with expeditionary learning and portfolios and really hands-on type of an approach to education. And at the same time, I've also been someone who really enjoyed reading my local newspaper. I grew up in New Hampshire and had a very good paper back there. And when I moved to Maine, when I moved to Gorham, a little disappointed in the weekly and daily coverage that Gorham got. I really felt that we could provide the community with more news of all types. And it just struck me at that time when I was finishing up on the school committee that we could start a newspaper and we could use high school kids, high school students to be very much involved with the paper. And I thought maybe we could get some adults that would mentor those students and they would actually do the paper. And I floated the idea out to a lot of people, and quite frankly it didn't really fly too much. I think it was just a bit too much of an endeavor at that time. And it sort of sat there for a little while. And then in '94, Margaret Evans, one of the teacher and principals at our school, contacted me and said, we have some people that might be interested in this. So we called a meeting, and it was just amazing. We got about 14, 15 people that showed up in late '94, and from that was the beginning of the Gorham Times. We had some people. It all fell into place. We had people that ultimately took on certain roles, and we created a structure. We created a business, if you will, that became the Gorham Times. We had people like Lenny Cross and Sherry Faber, Ginny Cross, Chris Crawford, Linda Fates, Martha Harris. All these people stepped up at that time, and all of them are still with the Gorham Times. Sandra Wilson came shortly thereafter. So it's been a great resource for the community. It's been an opportunity for people to rally around the community of Gorham. We're a paper that covers things that most, certainly daily papers don't cover, and many other weekly papers don't cover as well. We have the planning board, we have the town council, we have the school committee. We cover a lot of information on students, children, kids, young people. That's very important to us. And we have the blotter, might be probably one of the most popular parts of our paper. And it's just been a really exciting endeavor for a lot of people. And that was the history of the paper, how we started it. And throughout these years, people have come, some people have left, and we've always been able to fill key slots. Now, having said that, there's always opportunity for more people to participate. It's not like we have an overabundance of staff. We would like to have more. Yeah, the Gorham Times, actually, when we created it, we kind of modeled it after somewhat another paper, which is also quite unique. There aren't many papers like ours, whereby it is a nonprofit, volunteer-run newspaper. I'm not so sure that over these last 12, 13, 14 years that people either remember, or certainly new people even know that we're a nonprofit organization. We are a volunteer-run paper. We generate revenue to produce the paper from advertising. So, as I said before, it's kind of like a three-legged stool. We have the staff, we have advertisers, and then we have the public, we have the community at large. And all three are critical to maintaining and running this paper. The advertisers are terrific. Many Gorham advertisers, businesses advertise in the Gorham Times. And I really do think it's a wise investment. I think a piece of what they're doing is supporting the paper, certainly, but a piece of it is good business. I think a lot of people read the Gorham Times and they're seeing the ads and they're going to their local businesses. And I think that's another part of what we're doing here. We're creating an opportunity for the community to be together, to communicate, to see what's going on. And that might be an athletic endeavor for junior high kids. It might be something that the planning board is doing, and it might be, if you will, the advertising. You know, a new company comes to town, a new restaurant, a new hairdresser, a new manufacturing facility, whatever it might be. We will cover that. We will put it in the paper. While we were starting, it actually took quite a while. When that first group met in late '94, in '95 we met every 2 weeks, and we realized it was going to take a long time to get the paper off the ground. We also decided early on that the paper would be every other week. A weekly was just too much for us to deal with. Again, volunteers and the amount of news, every other week really fit well, we thought. To get the word out and to raise a little bit of money, we sent out in the mail like a one-page legal-sized sheet that was like a mock-up of a front page of the paper. And Ginny Cross created this, and this basically tells the public that a paper is coming, and sort of a make-believe front page with news on it. And everyone got this in the mail, and so all of a sudden there was a buzz around town. What is this all about? What is this? What's happening? And then a few months later, this was in June of '95, and then September 1 of '95, everyone received their Gorham Times. We did mail the Gorham Times for the first 2 years to everyone. That got a bit expensive, and after 2 years, we realized we were feeling very good about it. We realized everyone was reading the paper, and we thought that we could save a little bit of money and work by just distributing it throughout town. We have 105 locations where we distribute the paper. And again, all volunteers. A volunteer goes to Biddeford, Maine to pick up the paper where it's printed, and then it's brought to Gorham. It's dropped off in a variety of locations, and then several more people pick up those papers and fan out throughout the community on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of the paper week and distribute the paper. We still have a lot of people that subscribe. There are people who do like to get the paper in the mail that are from Gorham, and we have a lot of folks that have relatives from all over the country, New England, all over the place. We mail it to Kansas City, California, Texas, whatever, where people get the paper. We're also very excited about what we're doing now. We have a terrific web page, and I really urge people to take a look at that. It is very professionally done by Janine Owens and the rest of the staff. And now as I'm doing this interview here, we are connected with YouTube. So we are pretty hip and pretty with it with the Gorham Times. Probably is state-of-the-art as any local paper could possibly be. So we're really pleased with that, and I think that gives us tremendous opportunity in many ways to get the word out more ways, and for advertisers to piggyback with us online, to get the word out, because more people will be reading the Gorham Times online. So it's a great resource, and that's where we are today.